To give an example and potentially an encouragement about what we're all trying to do, and that's to overcome poverty and to try and do that with our limited resources, and this question of private sector engagement, I think Sri Lanka as a country program and their development over time is interesting and worth sharing. They began in 2003-04 by doing market analysis and trying to understand power in markets and how the improvement for smallholders and particularly women could be made. And it took them a good 2-3 years to develop programs to achieve that. They then, in the next couple of years, really started wrestling with what is the role of the private sector in that. And that took until around 2008-09. And in the last couple of years, they've been scaling up that work. And I think they're a similar country to many Central American countries and many South American countries that they've been in conflict where private sector played a role. They are considered not part of the least developed countries. It's inequity that they deal with, the marginalisation of groups. And seeing where that country program is now, they've managed to develop that mix. They're working in a sectoral forums with government, private sector and producers. We've increased the voice of producing those forums. And by having all three actors there with us facilitating that process, we got a commitment from the Sri Lankan government to invest. I may have the number wrong, but I think it was $36 million into smallholder agriculture focused on women with the private sector and civil society and really dealing with power in markets. Secondly, they're doing advocacy work. Nestle business model is undermining our work that we're doing through the Enterprise Development Program, which many Latin American country programs are part of. We're actually advocating that Nestle stop a practice because it's undermining enterprise development for the women's cooperatives in the conflict-affected Northwest. Thirdly, they've been working with the finance sector to actually bring finance into agriculture, and it's reduced the cost to the producers, our producers, from the microfinance programs and finance programs we actually had previously, so using them as the service provider rather than setting up microfinance. And they have many other examples of working with companies on Plenty Foods, which is a large brand in Sri Lanka, to get smallholders to supply to them. And they're now moving on to other areas, and they had one piece of brilliant creativity when the tsunami hit, where they stopped, a beer plant stopped producing beer and bottled clean water and helped distribute clean water with our teams in that emergency, which is just a piece of fast-moving innovation, which was really inspiring. And so, as an encouragement, I think, and they face many problems and haven't got everything right, and still on a journey of how they work with the private sector. But I think they're an encouragement to LAC that we can create real change by working with and advocating against and working out when to do which strategy.